Hey guys, it's James Curry here with Curry Aquatics, and I just wanted to share a quick little positive message before I got into the build of this aquarium. If you want to skip over this real quick, just skip to this point right here where the build starts. So basically I've been doing a lot of reflecting on life lately and how my life has gone. For most of you who don't know me, I was a Marine Corps infantryman. I got hurt really bad and I was taken out of the fight way too early. Since then, I got in a very low place, and I actually discovered aquascaping and aquariums and fish keeping, and it brought me out of that, and my life is now on the right path. So basically my message here is try to learn a skill that's rewarding to you. For me, it was aquascaping, fish keeping, learning everything there is to know about fish keeping. I went from about a year and a half ago, I killed a betta fish by using the water that came out of my sink, or not my refrigerator, and put it straight in and killed a betta fish. Now I've made it to the point where I can do what you're about to watch. So learning this skill has definitely improved my life greatly. I'm very happy on the trajectory my life is going, and it's brought me a lot of peace of mind and happiness to the point I went out and competed in the Florida State Fair for this aquarium competition and placed second place, which I found was pretty cool. So basically my message just is, if you're feeling really down on yourself, or you're having a tough time, spend your off time learning a new skill. It doesn't have to be aquascaping, it could be anything. As long as it is beneficial to you, your health, your mental, something that makes you happy. Aquarium and fish made me happy, so I pursued it very hardcore, obviously. But it helped me out tremendously, and that was the whole reason why I started Curry Aquatics, is so hopefully I can teach other people who might be going through a tough time to learn this skill too, in a way that will help benefit them the way it benefited me. Hopefully I can help at least one person out there to get through a tough time. So yeah, I mean, basically that's my message. I'm trying to spread positivity. Anybody knows Marine Corps infantrymen, we're not really good at sharing feelings, so here's my attempt at it. But anyways, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, anybody who might think this is interesting, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get to it.
This one, I really like this one though. This one's wonderful.
Watch this cam.
I love the tank.
Thank you. Alright, so if you're seeing my ugly mug again, that means I figured out how to do all this video stuff, and I was successful at setting up the aquarium. So hopefully it all goes good, and we're at this point now in the video. But I just want to kind of show you what I did to prepare for this build, because it's pretty crazy. There at the State Fair in Florida. So first off, what I'm doing, so firstly I'm getting all the plants I'm going to be using for this build together. So it's better to have more than too little, because I'm not going to be here at my shed building this. I'm going to be somewhere else, far away. We have some Java, Fern, Triton. No, not Triton. Window. I'll put the names up. So you got your Lawigia needle leaf. I have the shorter ones, the cuttings that I took, and then I also have the long ones here that'll go up in the top. Then we have the Rotala Windy, some Sagittaria. Then this is some fresh Lawigia Super Red. I'll get better pictures of it later. Then we have our Money Wart. Now I still got a bunch to do. I got a bunch more stuff to get together. I'm also going to take up most of the Sagittaria here because it's nice and small. It's good for detail. But yeah. Also collecting all the substrate, everything together, getting that all done, putting that all together. Let's see what else we got here. I got to get all the rocks together. They're scattered around because I'm a disaster. I have the wood I'm going to be using. It's just firewood. I've been having it sit in the tanks so it gets that natural dark color and it won't float as much when I get there, so I don't have to worry about the problems of floating. Then of course I got to get the Salvinia. Have to have floating plants. But yeah, everything's an absolute disaster in here because I got the new job and I've had to kind of put this on the back burner for a while, but it's fun to do these aquariums and stuff, so I'm going to try to keep you guys updated and have cool video. Just saw this. Look at all these babies. Anybody want some orange pumpkin shrimp? I might be putting them in there. I'm not sure yet. Alright. Yep. I better get back to it. Alright. So I think I got everything together that I'm going to need for this build. So basically, we got our rocks, our wood. That's the decorative stand. That entire thing is basically full of Sagittaria, the dwarf Sagittaria, all the plants, and this still isn't all of them. We got a lot in there. This is completely full from front to back. I am going to be taking like those Anubias and stuff back there. And I got my light, which I'm going to take out and make sure it fits and works to the aquarium. Some filter media, filter floss, and some other stuff. The filter that I haven't even opened yet, which I need to open and set up before I go. We have some more plants, tools, various tools, some nets and stuff, some tubing, root tabs, all the junk that I'm going to use. I'll probably go through it when I actually put it in. Then here we have the aqua soil. Now, so what I did is I took this aqua soil here and basically put it in these mesh laundry bags. And that makes it so I can reuse it over and over again. And so since this is just a build that I'm doing at the state fair, it's only going to be up for about 2 weeks. I don't know. It's going to be up for sale, so if somebody buys it, I'm going to just transport it as is. I'm still not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it afterwards. I might bring it back and set it back up here at the house, or I might break it down completely. We'll see, but this is expensive substrate, so I put it in the bag so I can just reuse it. This whole thing is the filterlator substrate. You'll see me put it on. Always have to have the mister for the plants, and then tools, tripod, stuff like this. But this right here is the 8-crate diffuser that is for lighting in offices. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put that down on the bottom of the tank, and then in theory, I don't know if it actually helps, but it'll keep stuff from shifting when I'm transporting it back wherever I do transport it from. So it'll just sit there. This will be a very base layer, and it'll go on the bottom, and hopefully it'll help keep everything locked together, and it also distributes the weight evenly along the entire tank, so it makes it much less likely that the bottom will break, which that's really good. So I do have some aqua safe because I'm going to be using city water. It's not like this well water here. But yeah, that's basically all we got for this build so far. The tank's in the truck, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully you guys do get to see this video. But tomorrow morning what I'll be doing is packing all those plants up into bags with water and bringing them with me. I don't know if I'm going to plant tomorrow or Sunday. We'll find out. But yeah, I decided to take pictures of the aquarium instead of recording the video while bringing it into the place, because if I dropped it, it'd be completely ruined. But basically I decided to do a voiceover for all this because it was very loud in there, and I still think talking to a camera by yourself is kind of weird.
but it's not for everybody. Basically, there's all my substrate. That's the Eco-Complete and the gravel and rocks. I got all my wood, decorative sand, the filter. This is basically all the stuff I brought with me to hopefully get through this fun little build. But you see the egg crate there in the bottom, and now I'm putting in the mesh bags of aqua soil. That's going to be our very first layer right there. And basically I'm making the island, the 2 islands with it. And then I'll come back in and put over top of them the gravel and sand mixture. It's basically just pea pebbles and sand. And I just cover them all the way up, all the way around on both the things to build up some depth on the aquarium. That will create our 2 islands and give us a great amount of planting area. It also makes it so it's a lot easier to keep the roots in and bury them nice and deep so they don't float up. Yeah, now I'm basically just putting the Eco-Complete red substrate in there, and you see I kind of built up the 2 islands on each side, and then we're going to have our little valley there in the center. But you see the depth that it built up on each side. That will create depth and detail in our aquarium. A deep substrate layer also helps with the filtration. Basically now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these little root tabs, the florist root tabs, all over the planting area where I'm going to be planting. This will make sure that even with nutrient-rich aqua soil, it'll have plenty nutrients for the roots. And now basically I'm just going to add some of that decorative sand over, because when I put the rock in, it kind of felt like the gravel and everything would shift. So I'm basically just trying to lock it all down, getting all the nooks and crannies of the gravel and the aqua soil and the Eco-Complete substrate. My goal was basically to prevent any shifting when I place the heavy rocks and wood in and when I start planting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start placing my rocks in a position and then stand back, kind of look at it. What you don't see right now off camera is I'm holding up the various rocks to see what kind of goes with that one, where I should place it. And I'll go through them and look at each one, adjust it a little bit, but basically just throwing them in there and standing back and taking a look at them. Now that I'm satisfied with the way the rocks look, you can kind of see it start to take shape. You have the higher elevation of rocks on the right side, that's going to be my bigger island, and then the smaller ones on the left side, that's going to be my smaller island. And then right there down the center, you're going to have a nice little valley. So I placed the wood in, and now I'm just basically adjusting it in ways to where I'll have contact points with the rock, standing back, trying to get the right focal point and the right depth in the aquarium. And so I'll take it and I'll super glue that. I was pretty happy with the way that looks. You got that front stick standing out with the back one on the right there, kind of directing your eyes towards the center of the aquarium. And you can see now that I put the detailed stones in on the right side, and these are very important. These create a lot of detail, break up the hard lines of the rocks and stuff. You see the difference right there on the right side versus the left side, and how much more appeasing to the eye it is. It breaks up those hard lines from the big decor and eases it into the sand. And so basically what I'll do is I'll scatter them more dense, closer to the hardscape, and it'll be more spread out going out. So I finished it all up, and now I sprayed it all down, getting nice and wet, because I'm about to start planting the dwarf Sagittaria. And so basically here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking the bigger pieces of dwarf Sagittaria that I got, going closer and making the smaller ones as I go farther out from our focal points, which is the 2 islands. So I'll take the big ones, put it real close up to the wood and the rocks, and then slowly work my way out with smaller pieces. Now I slowed it down right here to highlight this young lady right here talking to me. For the life of me, I cannot remember her name, but she was 90 years old setting up an aquarium for this aquarium design competition. She is a trapeze artist for this traveling circus. She worked on probably every fish farm here in Florida, and she only actually ran a fish farm for over 5 years. But she's 90 years old. outshowing me. So here we got all the dwarf Sagittaria placed. You see the bigger parts right there up close to the hardscape, and I kind of worked my way out and did smaller pieces. Next up, I'm going to be planting some of the other stuff. I got some micro swords, some Java ferns, the Wendigo, I still can't say it. I also put the crypt retro spirals in, and I'll kind of show you how I did that here in a sec. But we also got the Anubias I'm placing in here. These are all the ones that you can kind of place before you start filling up with water. So you got your Anubias, you got the crypt retro spirals there in the center, hopefully going to drape over the center of the valley, make a nice little tunnel. And yeah, we still have a bunch of room in the back for planting stems. And so here we go, filling up the water. And I started filling it up, and it's actually a trash can that we use and a pump to fill up the water there to stay fair. We ran out, so we had to get some more. So while he was making more, I decided to start planting all the stems there in the back, kind of working my way around. I started off with the Lowigia, and now I'm on to the Moneywort. And so we finally got some more water, just kept planting. Alright, now we got the tank completely full of water, and any aquascaper knows when you're designing an aquarium, you make a huge mess. I think I did pretty good controlling the chaos here, trying not to make too big of a mess. But here we go, it's all finished. We got our stem plants in the back. This is right after it's completely filled up, so brand new. That haze is going to go away after I put some aqua clear in there. And all the plants started to stand up after a day or two and go towards the light. One thing I would have done a little bit differently if I did it again is take that valley and off center a little bit more to the left. It's a little bit too centered on the aquarium for me, but I think those two sticks right there kind of bring your eye into the focal point, and I really like the way that that wood was placed. So you got the Lowigia there in the back, the dwarf hairgrass, you got your Anubias shoved into random crevices, and there's the crypt retro spiral that hopefully will drape over that centerpiece, that valley. And there in the back, the Moneywort, and I actually have a tiger lotus aquarium lily there in the back. So hopefully that starts really sprouting out. Next, I wanted to highlight the aquarium that won first place there to State Fair. It had synchronized lights, a thunderstorm, a waterfall, a fog maker, and even played tropical bird noise. Here's on the opening day of the State Fair. I was able to get a video of some of the aquariums in the fair. It had a bunch of different divisions like planted tanks, tanks without plants. They had a youth division. They even had a saltwater division. They had nano tanks, and right there is the one that won Best in Show for the nano aquariums. But yeah, it was really cool. I think there was a total of 60 aquariums at the State Fair. I really like this one with the Dragonstone. That was without plants. Here's a pretty cool design that's pretty common in the nano aquarium world. And then down here at the end, I really love these rimless aquariums. If I could have got one, I would have. My family following me around. That one won Best in Show for its division. There's biotopes, all kinds of different things. But I had a really fun time, and these aquariums are still up there at the State Fair, hopefully when this video is posted. So if you want to go check them all out, you can. You could even vote for your favorite. Breakdown of all the aquariums will be February 21st of 2023, so go check it out.
Oh, really?
Spectacular.
I really hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe, because there's a lot more content coming soon.